Hey everyone, happy Monday.
Monday.
Welcome everyone. Happy birthday to the once Disney's MGM Studios, now
Yeah.
Disney's Hollywood Studios. Happy 1st of May. Happy May Day to all of you out there.
It's gonna be May. Had to do it.
Let's check in with some folks in the chat before we start recording this week's episode. And Vince Lamb's been waiting for us since early this afternoon. Hey, Vince. Wishing everyone a happy May Day. And God bless you, your teacher grading students'
Oh my
finals
gosh.
exam. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. And he reminds us, yes, we are going to be talking about this for sure in the show this week, the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. Yes, that is definitely going to be a big part of our news this week. Vince was a tour guide at the Prehistoric Forest roadside attraction in Michigan. I'm sure you've got some stories to tell from that. Also saying hello to our friend Michael Bingham in the chat for us, as always. Life finds a way. He's excited for the tribute store, and that is definitely on our agenda for today.
Me too.
Blossom and Terry checking in as always in Derek's Corner. Hello. And we'll just give a second or two to see if anyone else wants to join while I take a sip from my vintage Epcot mug, circa 1982.
Love it.
I love when they brought back new merchandise in these classic colors recently.
So good. So good.
All right. Well, we got 13 people in the chat, which seems like a very lucky number. Ooh, so let's kick this show off on the count of 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 189 of the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI-Travel and My Happy Place Jewelry. I'm Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here again to talk about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. I have had a slow, quiet week doing nothing much but watching some movies and doing some work while my wife was out of town. Carly, what have you been up to?
Same. I've been in my my binge working hole. I did get out
typing
twice.
cat.
Exactly. I mean, I thrive like this. I like to travel and then just go into a hole for weeks and get everything done. I did get out to go to Carowinds to see some of the 50th anniversary stuff.
Yes, and we will be talking about that a little later for sure.
Yes, the merch is so good. I had no self-control. And then I also saw the Mario Brothers movie.
As did I. That was one of the movies that I caught up on this week. Did you see it in 3D or 2D?
3D. And
Me too.
I haven't seen a movie in 3D since the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie,
it's been a minute,
long time ago, and it made me sick. So I was nervous about this, but I'm happy to say I was fine. I would say it was 3D light. It's not an attraction in a theme park where they're coming all out you.
It was good depth.
Yeah.
You know, it gave everything a kind of sense of weight and dimension, but it wasn't like Muppet Vision 3D.
No, thank God. Yeah, I loved it. It was cute. Yeah, it was a perfect 90-minute movie. It was what a movie should be, in the 90s, when we get right to the point. It was cute. I loved it.
I gotta say, I saw it in a matinee in a mostly empty theater, and I laughed out loud, to the point where I probably annoyed the 6 other people several times, just getting the references to old Nintendo games. That alone I thought was worth it.
Yeah, loved it. Great.
And on the completely opposite end, if you like a good horror movie, I give a severed thumbs up to Evil Dead Rise. If it doesn't have Bruce Campbell and Ash, but if you like the early Evil Dead, like the original and the 2013 remake, I thought it was solid.
Nice.
All right. Well, now that we're caught up on our movie going, I think without any further ado, it's time for us to dive into the news. We are starting out at Walt Disney World, which is now joining Disneyland in celebrating the Disney 100 anniversary. You got new photo backdrops at the parks and more.
Yeah, interesting. I
Not a
thought
lot more, to be honest.
Right.
Not a lot more.
Not a lot more, yeah.
I-
The signs are the 100 in front of the Magic Kingdom entrance is like the most bizarre one because it's just overwhelmed by everything else, like even the landscaping. It just looks so small.
Actually, I was at Animal Kingdom on the 22nd, Animal Kingdom's birthday,
Yeah.
and they had set this up. And so I got a snapshot of the one in front of Animal Kingdom. So if you like this Disney 100 logo, you can snap a picture in front of it. I mean, let's be honest. We're not getting Wondrous Journeys here. We're not even getting World of Color 1.
Right.
Disneyland got the cool toys when the celebration kicked off back in
Right.
January. But we are getting a new light show update on Spaceship Earth.
Yes, this is obviously the biggest news out of all of this. So many of us love the fun that they have been doing on Spaceship Earth from the Muppets. This looks incredible, and it's going to, pay homage to, just all those little Disney things we love, like the balloons that they sell on Main Street. I mean, I think this is going to be really cute.
Yeah. I believe the Spaceship Earth thing was originally part of the Beacons of Light that was created for the 50th anniversary. And the 50th anniversary is now officially over, and no one really noticed that it ended even. It kind of ended with a whimper, but I'm glad that they kept this, that they are continuing this past the 50th anniversary, because that's probably the best holdover that we had from the 50th.
Oh, absolutely. And then, of course, the other big thing is we're going to get to see Mickey and Minnie in their new platinum outfits.
Yeah, they look very snazzy. Epcot is definitely going to have a photo op with these folks, but they haven't yet given us details on exactly when and where we're going to be able to do that.
Nope.
We do know that as of May 1st, which is today, food and beverage offerings celebrating the 100 are out, and kind of the headliner is this adorable petite cake at Amarette's Patisserie in Disney Springs.
Yeah, this looks really nice. I mean, their cakes are always like works of art, but I don't know, there's something about the coloring with this. It looks really cute.
Yep. And there is, of course, merchandise. Probably the headliner on eBay will be the Cinderella popcorn bucket. That's exclusive at the Magic Kingdom. But there's a lot more stuff that's coming out.
Right. I like this color scheme. So, if you want to get like a new tumbler cup, it has all the, the regular mainstays of the merch line. But of course, that Cinderella bucket is going to be,
Yeah, in recent years, we get like a new color scheme every 12 to 18 months. It was rose gold for a long time. It was iridescent or whatever. Now we're going with this purple, which I kind of like.
I like it too, yeah. And then, of course, characters. So
yes, can't have a celebration without characters. Still not specific details on exactly who is going to be where and when. But you might be seeing these guys in their snazzy new outfits popping up at the resort hotels.
Oh yes, I love when the little character bus comes to the resorts. It's such an unexpected moment of joy,
Almost makes those inflated room prices worth it.
Maybe, or you could just hang out on the lawn at the boardwalk and they come there.
Yeah, that works too. All right. Coming up next, the force is strong with the Disney parks because it is Star Wars month. May the 4th is coming up in just a couple days, and you can celebrate in the parks all month long with food, merch, experiences, and if you can find one of them, because they're going to go fast, a super cute Grogu, aka Baby Yoda sipper.
Oh, this is really, really cute. Like I don't get in on the popcorn bucket and sipper trend unless I'm like this.
I have no more room on top of my fridge, on top of my shelves in the pantry. We are full up on popcorn buckets and sippers, but I I might have to make an
No.
exception for this
It is
guy.
really, really cute. I mean, if you can get it, I would just get it. And that was
Yeah.
like what happened with me with the Figment popcorn bucket. I'm like, I don't need this. And then a mobile time popped up, and I was like,
And like, oh,
okay.
I do need it. Yeah, I do need it.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully, you will be able to find this through mobile ordering, and we won't see repeats of the lines that we've seen for some of the merchandise like this in the past. But that's not even the highlight of the Star Wars month celebration at Disneyland. For me, if I was out there, I am all about hyperspace
Yes.
fighters and lasers, and I personally think it's even better than the regular Space Mountain.
I agree. I love Hyperspace Mountain. I'll be out there in a few weeks, and I will be in time to get to go on it again, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I from what my understanding, this is running through all of May into the first week of June. I actually have a Disneyland annual pass that's blocked out starting about June 8th, and I was hoping to squeeze in a quick trip there the first week of June, but I don't know. I haven't booked any flights yet, so it might not
Right.
happen. If I was to go though, I would also definitely be trying out some of the new food that they've got at Docking Bay 7 and Galaxy's Edge. They've been bringing in more and more vegetarian and vegan friendly dishes, and this one certainly qualifies. It's the Temple Root Leaves and Moss Salad. I don't think you're actually eating moss. But it's salad greens, brined vegetables, roasted mushrooms, fried potato noodles, and an optional soy marinated soft boiled egg.
This
Uh,
looks amazing, and I have to
it
say,
is so colorful. It
it's
is a
beautiful.
gorgeous dish.
Right. Docking Bay 7 has one of my favorite Disney plant-based dishes, the meatballs with that roasted
Oh yes, like the
tomato
kefta,
hummus.
the
Kefta, yeah.
Felucian garden
Lucian.
spread.
Yes, it
Yes,
is so
love it.
good. All the food they do for the Star Wars celebrations, whether it's like Life Day or this, it's always really good. And I
Hmm.
don't know why, because it's like of all the menus, they come out with a lot of limited time stuff. I guess because it leans more savory than sweet, because I feel like we get an overload of sweet dishes always, and these are some really good, just like savory dishes.
Yeah. On the sweet side, the Kat Saka's Kettle in the Black Spire Outpost Bazaar is gonna have a new sweet kettle corn mix with furikake. That's an interesting combination.
Yes.
And they're also doing a savory sour cream and chive popcorn and a jelly fruit muffin. The milk stand's got a blue milk with strawberry and grape candy pebbles.
Ooh, not my
They
thing, but live
uh,
your life.
and actually, the last time I was there in Disneyland, I ate at Oga's Cantina. They have a giant soft pretzel with like black salt that they don't have in Disney World. They totally should.
It is amazing,
And this month
amazing.
they're serving it with a special creamy honey mustard dip.
Right.
So
The cheese dip
you're
was
gonna
good.
have to try
Yeah.
that out for me for sure.
I'm definitely trying that out. It's like it's a peak park soft pretzel. It's really,
Absolutely.
really good. It's very generous portions too, so you could share.
And on the sipper side, we already talked about Grogu sipper, but there's also an acid spitter orb sitter. Why you would want to drink out of something that says it spits acid, I don't know. But it includes your choice of a fountain beverage, and this one is available both in Disneyland, and you're going to be able to find that one in Disney World. We could probably fill the whole show going
Right.
through every single item that they've got. This
There's
is
a
also
lot.
kind of it's a Be Fair to Florida kind of thing because Disneyland definitely has the majority of them. There's some stuff that's shared, like a Chewbacca cookie,
Yeah.
a Darth Vader cupcake.
Right. And
Hollywood Studios got the churros. That's probably the
yeah.
most Instagrammable thing is the
Oh,
lightsaber
absolutely.
churros.
And a lot of people love that Death by dark chocolate parfait thing with Darth Vader
Oh,
on it, and
yes.
that's coming back to Galactic Grill at Disneyland.
Yeah. The one I thought was kind of interesting is
Oh,
at the Poly, at the Pineapple Lanai, the Dole Whip
yes.
place. They're going to have a gray vanilla soft serve with mint and cookies and a little Millennium Falcon chocolate stuck in it.
It looks good, but I don't know, the gray, like, I thought it
Gray
was
is not a good color for ice cream. That's my personal
no.
opinion.
Well, I was like, "Is this gray stuff? What is this?" when I
Oh,
saw
try the
it.
gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me?
Ask
Ask
the
the
dishes.
dishes. All right. Well, there's going to be some stuff at Disney Springs. The Ganachery has some really fancy looking Star Wars chocolates. Um, you know, there is stuff all throughout both resorts. But I would say if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, you're going to want to celebrate this one at Disneyland.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Coming up next. We finally have confirmation of something that has been rumored for a while. The live action Ariel from the upcoming remake of The Little Mermaid is going to be doing a meet and greet at Walt Disney World. She is going to be coming to the Walt Disney Presents, kicking Monsters Inc. out of their little area for a short while guests get to meet the version of Ariel that's played on film by Halle Bailey.
Yes, I'm assuming this is going to be very, very popular. We knew this was coming. We don't know quite when, but guessed on the timeline of the film because the film comes out like May 25th ish, somewhere around there. So I'm assuming before that,
And this is a limited time offering. This is not replacing the normal Ariel. Ariel still has the cartoon version still has her ride in the Magic Kingdom. But this is a limited time opportunity to greet the new version of Ariel. Like you said, May 26th is the date that movie comes out. So we can assume that she's going to start on that day or somewhere slightly before. We'll definitely let you know when she is spotted in the wild.
Yes.
Or in the ocean.
In the ocean.
And the next story is more Disney news. This one in Washington, D.C. The National Museum of American History at the Smithsonian Edition launched its new exhibit April 28th, Mirror Mirror, Reflections of American Stories in Disney Parks. And one of our reporters got to be there and brought back some really interesting pictures and stories.
Yeah, I had so much FOMO when I saw these pictures because it really does look amazing. And just the concept of it is like telling the history of our culture and how we've evolved through our visits to parks. It's just such an interesting concept. And I'm really mad at myself for not submitting a photo when they put that call out, whenever that was. You remember?
Yes, you might remember that we talked a while back that they were soliciting people to send in their family pictures, their vacation photos from all throughout the decades in the Disney parks for inclusion in this. And it's not just that they're showing these pictures, but they're kind of diving in and telling some of the stories. And I think what I like about this exhibit is, I love the exhibits that Disney produces themselves. We talked about the thing they've got going on, the Franklin Institute, but this is not owned and run by Disney. They participated and they provided some stuff, but it's more fan driven and it's more driven by the people who attend the parks as opposed to people who made the parks or own the parks. So you get stories like a biracial family from Texas whose their marriage was illegal, but they were able to take a vacation at Disneyland. Or a Japanese family that had been interned during World War II, going to Disneyland and meeting Walt and getting a photo with him.
That one really got me because it's like no one remembers that there was concentration camps in California during this time, and for them to include that and just seeing them in that picture is amazing. So I can only imagine what the rest of it's going to be like.
Yeah. And you've got things like the concept art and models that you see in all these kind of Disney exhibits, but also some more unique things. I'm a big fan of Bob Gurr ever since I went to an event and he drove a monorail car out on stage that had a martini bar built into it. Yes, he has his like, I guess it was, I don't know, built off of a golf cart or something, but he drives around a monorail with a martini bar and sat there through the whole show drinking martinis. But I became even a bigger fan of him when I learned a little bit more of his history as a gay man working at Disney during, from the 1950s on, and then finally being able to drive the Disneyland omnibus that he had built in the Los Angeles Pride Parade a few years back. And so kind of a little bit of the history of how Disney has finally embraced its LGBTQ plus employees and fans. I think that's also a great story.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. I would love to see that. And then of course on the lighter side, some, Mickey ears throughout the years.
What I love is that these aren't just Mickey ears that Disney produces. These are fan-made Mickey ears, and I know we've talked over the years about some of the people on Etsy who create these amazing works that are sometimes copied by Disney. But it's great to see, the Smithsonian, that this national institution, paying homage to crafters and fans who come up with their own Mickey ear designs.
Right. So the Tokyo Disneyland cheeseburger ears I just bought are basically like investing in art, right? Because this is
exactly.
I
You
love
will
this
be
stuff.
it should be in a museum, as Indiana Jones would say. And like other offerings throughout the museum, this is a bilingual exhibit in both English and Spanish. And there's all sorts of QR codes if you want to dig into the stories. We've got a video about it on our YouTube channel. And you can visit americanhistory.si.edu/mirror-mirror if you want more information about this fascinating exhibit. I am not sure exactly how long this is going to be on display, but I am just hoping that I can get out there, maybe combine it with a visit to Williamsburg for the Dark Coaster, right?
Oh God, we keep saying that. I do have to go. I know. I'm like, now I've been looking at all the stuff with Dark Coaster. It looks amazing. Yes. Perfect little bundled weekend.
All right. And speaking of perfect weekends, I know that you just had a great trip to Carowinds, which is celebrating their 50th anniversary. They've added fireworks, they've added drones, they've got a brand new land that we just talked about recently opening, and it all is part of 50 years of Carolina fun.
Right. Yeah. It's just such a good park. Great history, great story. Only theme park in 2 states.
Right?
And truly, it's all about, embracing like North Carolina and South Carolina and the new land, Aeronautica Landing, just kind of further fuels that idea of its origins and whatnot. So I was excited when I heard they were going to be adding come June they don't really do nightly fireworks there. It's only been for like special occasions and whatnot. So they're going to be adding a fireworks and drone show. I think it's June 17th. And I love a good drone fireworks theme park show.
Yes, it is called 50 Nights of Fire. And they are calling it, quote, a scrapbook of memories featuring some of the greatest moments of Carowinds' dedication to fun, thrills, and entertainment, which sure sounds like a Carowinds equivalent of Disneyland's Remember fireworks from the 50th anniversary, which is probably my all-time favorite. It's going to kick off on June 17th, go nightly through August 6th. So that's a nice upgrade from when they only used to do it on select holidays.
Right. And they're tapping into their roots. So the Carowinds Theater, which they do, like they'll have like bands come and perform, whatnot. I didn't know this, but it originally was the Midway Magic House.
Yes.
So they're going to be bringing some magic back to the Carowinds Theater.
Yes, Brad Ross, international star illusionist. He's going to be entertaining guests inside the theater. He's got a comedy magic show, and that is going to be running on select days from the 17th through August 6th.
Yes, very, very cool. And then this is exciting too. Their 50th anniversary street party. There's going to be a ton of live music. I love when they have their parades. It's a really, really good. And I'm excited for this one. And this one is going to perform from June 10th through August 13th on select nights. And that just kind of winds around the park.
Yep. And that happens during the daytime, and then hang around a little later. There is plenty of live music happening. They've got retrospect debuting on June 10th. They've got the Swell Tones with top 40 hits starting on May 27th. And then the 325s, who are named after the Fury 325 roller coaster, rocking the 90s later in the season.
Right. And then, of course, all their festivals and whatnot will be back. So they have Grand Carnival, which is a food and music festival that'll come back starting in the end of June. Obviously, the Great Pumpkin Fest, so cute with Snoopy.
Yes.
And then Carowinds, which last year was one of my favorite haunt events. I am so excited. We ended up buying the gold annual pass for Carowinds, and that includes unlimited Carowinds. And I didn't know that. I was just looking it up this morning. I was like, I wonder if there's a Carowinds pass, like Knott's has done in the past. So I will be going.
You don't need it.
No,
you already got it.
Good deal.
And then the year wraps up with Winterfest. That is holiday lights and a parade on select nights from November 20th through January 1st. We can't forget about Aeronautica. That's the new land that just launched that we have talked about before. They've got some pretty good admission deals. It starts at only $40, and they've got season passes starting at $109. That's a lot cheaper than just one day at a Orlando park.
Oh yes.
So this is all kicking off. Also, I'm sorry, Carolina Harbor, which is the water park next door, that kicks off their season on May 26th. So we've got tours of the new area. We've got videos in the new area. Check all of that out on our website and YouTube.
Yes, I got to have a drink at Terminal A, which is the new craft beer bar inside Aeronautica Landing. I'm not really like a beer person, but I've learned so much about Carolina breweries from visiting Carowinds because they source all their drinks and continually change the menus from local breweries. So I've been trying like going outside my comfort zone, trying like IPAs that I wouldn't normally try. And they have such most of their bars around have just a totally different, unique local craft beer menu. And Aeronautica Landing has that too. And of course they have a little Knott's homage in there. So it's really fun.
Oh yes. Yes, I heard about that.
Yes.
That's fantastic. All right. And we are going to wrap up our news in the queue at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, where Sesame Street Kids Weekends are returning from April 28th through May 21st.
Yes, these are really cute. It's included with admission, so you're not paying anything extra. They're just on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And what I like is each weekend is unique. So
yes, they bring a different theme. So if you've got kids who are obsessed with Sesame Street, you can take them back week after week and see something different each time. They've got a brand new Welcome to Our Street show. That's debuting on April 28th in the Sunny Day Theater. But each weekend there's something else coming. You've got Rubber Ducky Weekend with Bert and Ernie. Cookie Monster Weekend with the Cookie Monster, of course. And that's going to be a popular one.
Oh, yes.
Friendship Weekend is May 12th through 14th. Everyday Heroes, celebrating folks like firefighters and nurses and doctors. Each of these is a great opportunity to meet the Sesame Street characters, party with your furry friends, get some treats. And an annual pass is a must if you're going to go to this more than once, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And it's affordable in comparison to the scope of annual and season passes.
They have a full list. We have a full list of the events that they're doing on our website at attractionsmagazine.com, or you can head on over to buschgardens.com/Tampa. All right, that brings us to the end of this week's News in the Queue. Before we get to the main attraction, it is time for us to hear a quick word from our sponsors.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
We all have our favorite places around the world. Places where we dream of being someday. Places that bring a smile to our face when we think of them. My Happy Place is a symbol of your strong and deep love for our location. Our magical jewelry collection is inspired by the most magical places on Earth. You can keep it a secret, or tell the story behind it. A special place dear to the heart, also called our Happy Place. Where is your magical place? Visit our website and discover now.
And you can learn more about My Happy Place Jewelry at myhappyplacedesign.com and at My Happy Place Jewelry on Facebook.
It's time for the main attraction.
Okay, for this week's main attraction, it is the 30th anniversary of one of my favorite movies. And it's going to be celebrated at all the Universal theme parks. Yes, Jurassic Park is back.
Yes. Classic, rewatchable, excellent movie. Still as relevant today as it was 30 years ago, which is crazy because when you hear 30, it's just sounds so long ago.
And the thing about that movie is the effects still hold up. There's a lot of stuff from the CGI revolution of the mid 90s, late 90s. I'm thinking specifically of one of the Mummy movies, where that stuff hasn't held up well, but the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park still look real.
They really do. It's wild. And of course, there's going to be a lot coming to the parks. What I am most excited about is the return of the tribute store at Universal.
Yes. So the tribute store that used to be in the New York section of Universal Studios Florida. It relocated for this Mardi Gras to the front of the park. So it gives that visual merchandising team a new playground to explore. They gave us a really great Jurassic World tribute store a couple of years ago. So I'm looking for them to knock it out of the park with this Jurassic Park tribute store. And if you know the film well, you see there's currently a little Easter egg. They put a ladle in the window of the tribute store while it's under construction. It's going to open up in late May, but if you remember the kitchen scene with the velociraptors, you'll recognize that ladle.
Oh yeah, I love this, and I'm like, did I think it was really awesome because, we were in such a void period of cool theme park things like coming out of the pandemic, but I think it was really one of my favorite ones of the last few years.
Exceptionally well done. And also, you should check out, if you are a fan of Jurassic at Universal Orlando, this little video that Universal Product and Experiences released. It's a lost training video with Mr. DNA and some lab technicians. And I'm pretty sure some of this might have been shot at the Discovery Center in Islands of Adventure.
It does look like that,
because I think I recognize some of the lab technicians in this video as people who are employed there.
Yes.
So it's a fun little video about raptor hatching. If you have never done raptor hatching in the Discovery Center at IOA, it is definitely a hidden gem of the park. Been one of those things that's been there since opening day, and a lot of people will never discover it.
Right.
Also, merchandise is already starting to appear. We've got these 30th anniversary license plates in case you drive a Jeep, and also more dino merchandise is going to be coming. Outside of Orlando, there are global events celebrating Jurassic Park across Europe. The Natural History Museum of London is doing a special pop-up store through September. There's an exhibition in New Zealand and then Brisbane in and then another exhibit coming to Sweden. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Right. I mean, rightfully so. 30 years is big.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And there, of course, fan conventions are going to celebrate Jurassic Park in Australia, at San Diego's Comic-Con, and London Comic-Con, Brazil. And there's also the Jurassic World exhibition on tour in Canada and Germany. There's a lot of ways to celebrate. And if you can't go to any of these locations, you are going to be finding all sorts of merchandise appearing in your local store shelves and on your video game consoles. I'm kind of excited. They are releasing new Jurassic World games and also some remakes of some classic Jurassic Park games.
Yes. And then if you don't want to leave your couch, you can stream all you want to stream on Peacock, which I'm excited because I have Peacock. So I'm definitely doing a little marathon.
Peacock, they've had the latest Jurassic World film on there they had it for a bit, but they are bringing back the entire original trilogy plus Jurassic World for streaming starting on June 1st. So you can have a movie marathon at home.
Mm-hmm. Very fun.
I don't know if anyone else remembers, a few years ago they did a 3D transfer. They re-released the original Jurassic Park in IMAX 3D, and that was actually one of the best 3D conversions. When that scene when the raptor leaps straight up towards the camera, I jumped for sure.
I don't know if I can handle that.
All right. Well, if you want more information about all the Jurassic celebrations, we have an article detailing them on our website at attractionsmagazine.com. And that is just going to about bring us to the end of yet another episode. This was a tight one. We got in and out. So
yeah, there wasn't a ton of like life-altering news.
I mean, we could probably do another 20 or 30 minutes just talking about the teases that we've gotten in the last few days from Universal for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not even going to dig into the fan-made speculation maps,
right? Well,
because
all I know is
that's a rabbit hole.
Casper in one of them, so I was like,
Casper.
And maybe I'm hallucinating. I don't know.
I'm not. That would definitely be an unexpected addition.
The mind.
Yeah, there's if you want to lose your mind, feel free to go to the official Halloween Horror Nights YouTube channel and stare at 10 straight minutes of static trying to decipher the hidden messages in there. Get back to us if you I don't know, discover the location of the Holy Grail. I'm sure there's going to be more leaks, more teases, and we will dive into them when we have a little more concrete information.
I'm so ready. I'm in a group chat about Halloween Horror Nights like right now. So I'm like, I don't want to rush summer, but I also do want to rush summer. Yeah. Get me to Halloween.
So this week you are here, we are here, but next week when we usually record on May 8th, I believe we are going to take a little break.
Yep.
But you are going to get to hear, if you didn't hear it when we did it live, my interview with Savannah Bone from Gatorland. She is the crocodilian enrichment expert, and she's had an amazing career and has great stories. So I really encourage you to check that out. And then I will personally maybe be absent from the one after that. Maybe you can recruit Theron or someone to sub for me, because the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is kicking off in a little under 2 weeks, and that is going to completely take over my life. But there are some great theme park related shows at the festival this year, and I encourage you to check it out. Okay, that will just about bring us to the end. But before we go, I want to thank our sponsors, MEI and MEI-Travel, as well as My Happy Place Jewelry. And I want to remind you, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts and a rating on Spotify. If you want to find more from us and Attractions Magazine on the interweb. You can find me at the UG Series on Twitter, at the Unofficial Guides on Instagram, and at theunofficialguides.com. Carly, where can everyone find you?
Yes, I am on Twitter at Carly Caramana and Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find the entire Attractions Magazine team here for you 24/7, attractionsmagazine.com, at Attractions on Twitter, at Attractions Magazine on Instagram, at youtube.com/Attractions Magazine, and at Attractions on TikTok. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.